we can help too.
Yes, that you can, and you guys do. You guys are fantastic at helping me help pull out those wonderful details. Speaking of wonderful details, a wonderful detail is that we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stalwart Initiative, and we're back for another episode of A Moth to the Flame, an Eberron adventure about memories and insanity and trying to undo the things that we did accidentally while we were undoing the things that evil people did. You can play that back later. Try to figure it out. Let's go around and meet everybody and see who their characters are, and then we'll do a recap of where we're at today, and then we'll take it right in. Gregory's up first, or Wally. Wally, can you introduce Gregory to us today, please, and yourself as well? And we'll get fired up.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Wally. You can always find me on Twitter, and I myself am playing Gregory. Goes by he, him. He's a nice little artificer gnome. And now we got some fancy new Tasha stuff. I can't wait to use more gnomes, more artificer stuff. Not so much gnome stuff. I already used all my gnome stuff, but I'm looking forward to use Tasha stuff in this. So, yeah.
Nice. That's right. Yeah, and there's new artificer infusions in Tasha's as well. So new stuff, more stuff to play with. So yeah, we have a new book out for D&D, and the players we leveled up 10 minutes ago because I forgot to tell them last week. Cough, cough. So they have new stuff to play with that we might see today, or at least at some point. Next up, we have Usa. So, Kay, can you introduce yourself and Usa to us today, please?
I sure can. Hi, everyone. My name is Kay, and if you want to know what kind of day I'm having, I walked into my kitchen 10 minutes ago and looked at my microwave and it said 350, and I was just like, who's preheating the microwave to 350? No one's even in the rest of the house. No one's here. What are you doing? Today I'm playing Usa, my jackalope shifter trickster cleric. That was the smoothest I've ever said it. I'm proud of myself for that. He got to be a little sassy and rude and like fall more into his playful side last week when we tortured a kobold into passing out in the corner of a room and then left him locked in said room. So we'll see if we can get any more fun, obnoxious stuff out of this session. We'll see. There's magic items everywhere. I'm sure I can find something to do.
I actually asked Blones after last episode if he really wanted to get any retribution for that. And he just really didn't seem to notice that it was a thing and thought that you were trying to help him. So I can't even urge the NPCs into trying to get back at you for fucking with him so bad. But that's okay, because it was all a good jest. Speaking of good jest, Strider, can you introduce Lindir? I don't know how much good jest Lindir has, but you yourself, can you introduce yourself and Lindir to us today, please?
Oh, jest.
I am not into jests at all. I'm this party's PR guy, and I want to emphasize we did not torture any NPCs at all. There was a good hearty ribbing, and everyone was on board. It was fine. My name's Strider, and I'm much more enthusiastic about being here myself than my character is. I'm playing Lindir, and he is the most hedonistic Azimar paladin you've ever seen. He is mending his broken heart and finding solace in the bottoms of whiskey barrels and the bottoms of his traveling companions. But he is forced by duty to half-assedly pay attention to the quest that's going on and try to nudge everyone in the right direction.
Very nice, very nice. And speaking of nudging in the right direction, we have one more player to introduce their wonderful selves. Kat, can you introduce Mariah/Joe and yourself to us today, please?
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Court, and I am playing the changeling monk assassin rogue Mariah, whose true name is Joe, but nobody knows that except for Hars, whom she's known like since she was little and doesn't trust, even less now. But so she was all in on the whole kobold thing because kobolds, and she's waiting to find out if she's going to have to tell Har's dad he died because he was an idiot. And she's also holding his dagger, which in the Thieves Guild is a big deal.
Yeah, I think no matter what, someone's going to have to let his dad know that he died as an idiot. You know, I don't. Not so sure.
I think she can take care of that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that that's not the way there's any other possible way he will go out other than dying as an idiot.
It's not a matter of if he's gonna die as an idiot. It's just when.
When.
It's kind of
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep.
When is Hars gonna die as an idiot? Okay, awesome, very cool. Let's do a quick recap. I'm Kyle. I'll be the DM tonight, and then we will hop right back into the story because we left on a nice and exciting, at least for me, very exciting cliffhanger. And I would try to, Wally, I'll try to integrate that into the cliffhanger. It's actually very good timing that we come across the whole armor thing. So let's see if we can't just push that in there, you and I, seamlessly. So for our recap, our party had been on a previous adventure before we had met them in this campaign, which is, by the way, the first 4 episodes are up on YouTube. Starward Initiative plug. And our party had secured this evil artifact, and which they thought was a straight up, straightforward operation. They get the artifact, they bring it back. The silver flame does something to it, takes all the heebie-jeebies out of it, and they're done. They get the artifact. Unfortunately, in the process of getting it, they accidentally released some kind of powerful being, the child of a Dalkir. And Dalkir are strange aberrations here in Eberron that live in Kyber, the realm below, and very, very powerful creatures. Our party was immediately transported to a very strange, almost nest-like area underground, and met with this Dalkir, Valara, who is kind of like the insect queen kind of deal here in Eberron. And it turns out that the NPC, the only remaining NPC in our party, decided to try to take her down during her ramblings and threatening our party. He was Hars, our NPC Hars. The half-elf was he was stopped short and infected with some kind of curse that's either turning him into a bug, filling him with bugs, doing something weird and bug-related to his body. Valara, after doing this to Hars and threatening the party, said that she brandished a candle and said that should this candle go out, Hars will go insane. Should the candle burn down, Hars will die and perish. Either way, fun for her, right? But the problem is that she wants you to get her kid back so that, her kid's back, and so that she doesn't make candles for all of you. And the same becomes your fate. And this whole adventure is traveling across Corvair, which is one of the main continents here in Eberron. And we've traveled across Corvair to a place called Arcanix, which is actually farming villages, but above the farming villages are these two grand towers floating in the sky. And one grand tower is the Arcane Congress, and they are the leading minds of magic in Corvair, as well as the other towers, kind of like Hogwarts. It's training the future magical minds of Corvair. The party found a way in last week to actually get up there because travel is right now suspended to the Arcanix towers because, hey Spencer, what's up, dude? Travel is suspended because there's something going on somewhere else in Corvair, and the minds of magic are worried, so they have cut off the outside world to the towers, but our party found a back way in. Last week we got up there. You all did a wonderful job of depositing Hars in a good way, depositing Hars into safe hands. There was a representative of the house of, oh man, I forget the house name. The healers, basically the best healers, the Dragonmark healers in Eberron. Jurasco? I think it's Jurasco is the Dragonmark house that does that. So you dropped Hars off in good hands to hopefully be healed, uncursed, cured, something from his current predicament, or at least suspended until you can complete your mission. And then you decided to, you were welcome. Hey, you guys can hang around. We're going to take a look at your friend here and see what's going on, and we'll let you know. So our party went to this food court area here in the Arcanix Tower, and they got some grub. They started to settle down. And then they noticed at the other end of the food court is a shopping area. And what better place to look for things such as magic items and useful things than a tower in the a shopping area in the center of a tower of magical learning. And as Gregory was very, very quickly nomming down his bread with sugar on it, to get that done and over with, he quickly headed over to this shopping area that has appearing to have a bunch of magical trinkets and items for sale, especially from students that are shipped over here from the other magical tower. And where we ended last week, uh-oh, I see a lot of chat message bubbles. Okay, I'm not missing anything. Okay, my bad. As our party, or as Gregory in particular, made their way over to the shopping area, Gregory saw something that startled him, that stopped his heart. And that is where we're going to begin this week. So we're in Arcanix Tower in Eberron, and we've traveled far, and we are in waiting to see what's going on with Hars. Gregory, you're shopping for magical items. You're kind of in your glory because you were supposed to come to Arcanix anyway, as part of, it seems like forever ago. Seems like a different life at this point. But back when you were in Zilargo, the nation of gnomes, it's kind of a back alley term for it, because they are mostly gnomes down there, and they guard their secrets wisely, and they're pretty powerful, and they have a lot of influence. But it's not strictly gnomes. And you have made your way. You've made your way up here, and you see something that catches your eye, that changes everything, changes your tone, your feeling, and your heart, because it brings you back. You have a flashback, if you will. Let's see here. Let me change music. Sorry, with the new giant zoom window that we have, it takes up most of my screen. I need to get this third monitor up and running. Because, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the sad stuff. There we go. Let's begin this week. Gregory, you are walking over, you're examining the several knickknacks provided here. You can tell that a lot of this craftsmanship of this stuff is not of your caliber. This is obviously a lot of student work. This is an area in this little shopping plaza that is to showcase work from students over in the other tower of Arcanix that are learning to artifice or just to imbue things with magic. They're learning to hone their craft, and this is a place for them to sell their wares, to help pay for their education, and also to showcase their progress. And hey, thanks, Val. Welcome. And this is a place to showcase their progress. You're walking along, you're looking at this stuff. How Gregory judges each individual piece, we can find out in a moment. But as you get about 3 shops down, halfway through this little tiny plaza, you see an item that really speaks to you, that really hits you in the feels. You see what appears to be a capsule, right? 2 metal-like caps, and then metal rods connecting the 2 in the center, with the center being hollow, kind of something that you could collapse and grow, and the center would be hollow. It's hanging like a wind chime from a metal rod. And what's happening in this capsule, in the center of this capsule, is a small storm. A small, manufactured, natural-looking storm in this almost bank teller tube kind of capsule out in front of this. And as soon as you see it, continuing to eat this sugar-covered bread, fried bread food that you picked up in the food court fades from your mind, and a memory is replacing everything around you. It brings you back. And that's where we'll begin exploring. So Gregory, you have a memory, a very distinct memory, and very important, and now in the front of your mind, encompassing everything in life. You're in Trollenport, which is the capital of Zalargo, and you have just shut the door. You've returned to your suite because you and one of your, I want to say, partner / rival, Margina, at this point. You weren't quite, you weren't members of the same cause at this point, but another brilliant mind in Zalargo, another gnome, Margina. You return to the suite that you two are sharing together because you're supposed to go out, or you're supposed to hang with each other, feed off each other, and try to help do things that benefit Zalargo, benefit your people. You return from a meeting with the Triumvirate, which is the High Council of Zalargo. And the Triumvirate has different representatives from the major cities of Zalargo, and they have told you that you're too valuable. You have all plans, you've made arrangements, you've paid money, everything. You're supposed to go up to Arcanix, this grand institution of magic. You're a brilliant mind, and you're finding that your peers can't quite keep up with you. They're stifling your growth. So the only solution is to go where the greatest magical minds are in the nation and go to Arcanix. You've been accepted. Oh, gleaming recommendations, and they were happy to have you. Your ticket is you have the golden ticket to Arcanix. But Zalargo doesn't want to let you go. You're too valuable, especially in these times. After the last war, they can't afford to lose you. Margina has already received her invitation, and she's already been accepted. They're letting her go, but they wouldn't let you go. And you pleaded with the Triumvirate, and it turns out that no, they're just not accepting the fact that you want to go to Magic College and further your skills. Granted, it would help them in the long run, but they need you now. You have just returned from the meeting of your denial. The problem is that since you went to the meeting, you met with the Triumvirate, and after you left, you notice you've been followed. You've been followed since you left the Triumvirate's council chamber. You're followed by members of what's called the Trust. And in Zalargo, a nation of gnomes, violence really isn't a problem. Crime really isn't that big of a problem. They have a wonderful nation, if you look at it from the outside. As long as you do things without violence or without outright stealing, if you con someone out of something, hey, they're cool. Everything's cool. The Trust is almost like their police force, their secret agencies, their everything. They put the hammer down on everything. And as long as you're doing things by the book, if you're using cunning, if you're using deception, stuff like that, they're cool with it. But you do know that they're not cool with the Triumvirate giving you an order to stay and you wanting to leave. The Trust is very powerful and very swift in their retribution, very swift in their delivery of punishment. They're following you, but not too closely. You're smart enough that you've seen them coming. You saw them tailing you. Not a big deal. But lots of people are involved in the Trust, even commoners. That's just like mere, they feed them information. So you arrive, you shut the door to this suite. You are in Zalargo, you are on the coast. Your suite stares out over the ocean. And for reference, I guess let's bring you all down to and the audience as well. There we go. So right there is where we're at. If you look at the large stone hand on the map, and that is where we're at currently. If we were to go far south, right down here. This is Trollenport. And Trollenport is the capital of Zalargo, the nation. You can see there's lots of forests and stuff. It's a very lush country. And the oceans outside of that offer some wonderful displays of storm activity. The mixture of beauty and nature and wrath all at once rarely roll into Trollenport because of magical means can prevent that. But they are a beauty to behold from a distance. So from your suite in Trollenport, you could look out over the ocean and see these wonderful storms that occur. Might not be too much to you, but you do know someone that it means a lot to. So you shut the door. You shut the door, Gregory, and you know Margina's in here. And you hear her call to you. Gregory, is that you? Gregory? Hello?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. A new storm just started. Come on in. Come on in.
He walks out to where she's at and is like just looking grumpy as he just like slumps like down into the banister.
Okay. As you slump down, Margina is totally ecstatic. You know she's into storms very much, but this is your first time that you've seen her actually sit and physically admire one. She is setting and working on what looks to be some kind of locket. She has a small tray of very tiny tools next to her, and she has this locket in her hand or an amulet or something, and she is working very dexterously on it and looking up at the storm and now looking over at you and looking back at the storm, and it's beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a great example of negative charged ions and positive charged ions bouncing around in the atmosphere. And when the lightning strikes the earth, the sound of the thunder eventually hits our ears a second later. It's basic act of sound waves and light traveling faster than each other.
You have a great way of ruining everything, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Gregory, what's wrong? What's wrong?
They're denied me again a chance to leave.
Wait. And she puts the amulet down into the tray of tools. They denied you to leave? We've already made plans. We've made travel plans.
Yeah, I know, but that's what they said. I told them I went there to say that we're ready to go, and they said, nope, you can't leave. They promised that I could leave weeks ago. And now they're just suddenly changing their mind because they view me as an asset to the city.
Margina pauses for a second, and she's in like a beach lounge chair, very long, a lot longer than her body. And she spins over and she stands upright and she puts her hands on her hips, and she looks down at you, Gregory. Are you just saying this because they didn't tell me that? They didn't tell me I was valued. They're letting me go. Are you just saying that to get to me?
No, if I was saying it to get to you, I would say that, hey, I am being forced to say because obviously I'm better than you. I would rub it in your face right now that I got chosen to stay here because I am 10 times smarter than you. But look, I am not doing it, so obviously this isn't a bit.
Gregory, I don't know whether to be happy for you or mad that they didn't try to keep me here as well. What are we gonna do? You can't stay here. We're outgrowing this place, Gregory.
I know, and they're already following me.
Who?
The freaking the enforcers of this city. You don't know them. They're already, as soon as I left the building, they were already following me out through the streets.
Wait, the Triumvirate has the trust following you?
I think so. They're just following me. I know they are. So I pissed off the wrong kind of people by constantly going back to them.
Margina lowers her head to her chest, and kind of stares at the decorative stone floor of the balcony that is outside of your suite, and then looks out at the sea, out at the storm. I'm gonna miss these storms, Gregory. But we need to get you out of here. How do we get you out of here?
I don't know. I mean, there's probably some favors we can call out to. There's probably some people we know. I mean, we can sneak myself out of here, right? That's an idea.
And we could devise a device that would shrink you down to a level where we could put you in a purse or a container of feminine hygiene products. We could find a way to get you out of here, Gregory, but that's the trust. They could come after you wherever you go.
Forget it. Let them.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're prepared to? I mean, I could help. We could create something really quick. They could, but are you sure you're up for the risk?
Look, it's like they say, failure is the mother of invention. And the only way really it feels like we can ever accomplish any of our goals is if we, upset the wrong people, get into trouble, and just cause chaos. And if we're ever going to really achieve what we, plan on achieving, we got to leave. I mean, I refuse to let you go out there on your own and then do something better than me. I could not sleep at night knowing you're being better than me out there. And he puts his arm around her and rests his head against her. It's the worst feeling in the world knowing that you're smarter than me sometimes.
Your restless sleeps bring me comfort. Thank you. It's that there's a strange understanding between the two of you that you guys pick back and forth, and she respects you for certain reasons, but feels super challenged at certain things, and the same for you as you're stating now. Margina leans her head and nice full head of hair back into you, and you stand there on the balcony, and you make this wonderful, I don't know about wonderful comment, but wonderfully placed comment, because she seems to speaks to her heart, and she puts her other arm around you as well, and then she turns and embraces you, Gregory, and whispers to you, sometimes I don't care who's better, but I'd really love it if we could bring the storm with us wherever we go. This is great. And that's where the memory begins to fade as you two embrace for what would have been one of your last times before the action, before the adventure of this the previous campaign you both were on where she died. One of the real last times that you had just you two together in an academic setting, in an emotional setting. And that's where this little trinket, this little object, this tube, this capsule, really catches your eye, as it is a storm that could be brought anywhere. And you hear, you're not snapped out of it by the end of the memory. Hell, maybe even you want this memory to keep going, to be back in a more simple, better time where you had Margina by your side, where you were constantly challenged, and you had that validation of your superiority towards everyone that is on the outside of your little circle. But what brings you out is the sound of what sounds like a newsie, right? A 1950s newsie. Yeah. Get your news. Blitzcrank sucks. Gregory Blitzcrank blew it all. Horribly dumb. Over here. Get your news.
I look over to where that's coming from,
Yep. You snap out of it. Your eyes focus, and you look to the right, and in the center of the courtyard is another gnome, and he's standing there with his hands on his hips, and he's just got a big ass ear-to-ear smile, and he's looking at you, and you recognize him immediately. Who even actually dresses like a newsie. It is Winston. Winston was one of your best friends back in Zalargo before all this mess. Even before the meeting that you fled from. How you fled Zalargo, how you and Margina got out. We'll leave that up to imagination, at least for now. And that's a tale for another day. But the Winston is standing there with his hands on his hips, smile, and just looking at you. Gregory, you old rascally, what are you doing here?
Winston, what are you doing here?
Fucking covering a story. Korenberg Chronicles best reporter. Just his little, just the brim of his hat.
Huh. Can't believe they'll print anything these days.
You can try to hurt me all you want, but, my success speaks otherwise. How'd you get up
Dad,
here?
Fine. Oh. He walks over and just pats him on the arm. How you doing?
The fuck was that? Not too bad. Feeling pretty good. I got me a sweet gig. I got 3 days paid vacation up here, pretty much. I got to cover some stories, but are you sure you should be here right now? Are you under house arrest? What's going on here? Where's your people?
Yeah. Well, I eventually found my way out of the city and ended up here.
I know, it was a big story when you left.
Yeah.
Everybody was upset.
Yeah, then round up with a couple of adventurers, travel around the world, did this and that, and now we're currently doing some bit of a cleanup from our last adventure, if the best way to describe it.
Oh, adventure in life. Yeah, that's great. That's an original idea. Sure. Are you going to the school now? Are you here? Because last I heard they were going to try to get you when you got here, but
yeah.
When you went to school.
Yeah, no, not here for school or anything. Here passing through.
Oh. The smile and smirky nature of Winston fades away pretty quickly. Gregory, you know the trust is here, right?
Yeah. I know.
Okay. I'm covering the story with the triumphant rep from Zolanport, Trollenport, from Jolenport, and he has trust members with him. If they see you here, Gregory, they're gonna fucking, I don't even know what they're gonna do to you.
And that is why you're gonna keep your mouth shut while we are here.
Yeah, of course. Whoa, no. Yeah.
Look,
I would never.
Winston, sorry. Look, it's just, it's been a lot since you last saw me. Margina's gone.
I knew she'd leave you. It's okay. Everybody fucking knew that. There ain't no way she would have put up with you for this long.
No. She's gone. She died.
Wait, well, was she was younger than you. What do you mean she died? Wait, what happened?
Being an adventurer is a dangerous life, it's, things happen. Some guys are idiots, and maybe they should have just been paying attention to these things instead of worrying about impressing someone else.
Okay, I'm very sorry to hear that. Is it okay if I tell the family? Do they know?
No, I haven't told them yet. Not like I could just send a message back out there to them.
Yeah, they're looking for you. Well, not so much anymore. It's been a while, but they were looking hard when you left.
Yeah. Listen, since you're here, I need you. You probably had your nose to the grindstone about this and that, right?
I mean, hey, buddy, I am the grindstone. You know, I know what's going on. What's up?
Why are the trust here?
Oh,
Why is this city closed down?
You don't know? There's some kind of like creature running across Colvert, killing hundreds of people and stuff.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that's kind of a reason we're here for. That little bit is the fault of someone else, and we're kind of like taking care of that.
Oh, you are. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the trust's only here because the reps are here from the Triumvirate. Some kind of like a new initiative next year. They're gonna try to bring in a bunch of Zalago, expected brilliant minds, but with limited, like they want to be able to have them back with exclusivity to the Zalago. You know, our people, we're all about keeping it in-house. But that's why that's why they're here. That's why I'm here. It just so happened that when we showed up, we got locked in. Like we're not allowed to leave.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm here because we're just here to drop off someone who needs to be taken care of. They're kind of sick. And this is like probably the only place within miles of where we were at that had at least any kind of high-tech facilities that could take care of them.
I mean, I'm kind of concerned here for you. So you had one partner die, and now you have one sick who's probably going to have to stay here, right?
I'm fine with if he stays here and dies. I don't really care about him. But the point is that we gotta just he's not doing too well, and we think the people here can take care of him.
Okay, all right. Well, when you run out of partners, don't say I didn't try to help. Okay.
I would not reach out to you as a partner. You talk too much.
Yeah, but that's how things get done at the Kornberg Chronicle. And, that's how we get news out.
Yeah. Hey, look, you didn't see me, okay?
You're right. I haven't. I still miss you. You're right. It bothers me daily. Yep. Didn't see you. I can do that for you. Absolutely. 100%.
Thanks, Winston.
You're welcome. It's good seeing you. You should come back home. Well, never mind. Don't come back home. You can fucking kill you or something. You just disappear.
Yeah. Anyway, nice seeing you again, Winston. Take care, okay?
Yeah. Have a good afternoon. Good luck saving the world and stuff.
Yeah. And he heads back over to where he saw that magical item.
Okay.
And he goes
Please
over.
tell me Gregory actually did this.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can Mariah just load up the dart and just dipped in the sleep poison and low dart this whoever this gnome was? That
yes,
Gregory
I did see a message.
to?
Yes. I couldn't quite read it, but yeah, I'm gonna. Yep. Okay.
We'll call that because this is the high sign.
Okay. Yep. You look. You see Gregory give some kind of waving sign towards. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was the guy. But yeah, you had the dart loaded up. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Yep. Okay. So that's a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah. I think you're gonna hit the newsie with the 25. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a if I'm reading this correctly, it's a sleep potion. So is that going to be considered a paralytic or movement?
Oh, paralytic. That'll be paralytic.
A paralytic. Okay. So it's a I guess it's a DC 16 strength save.
Okay. Yikes for them.
Or DC 16 con save, whichever. I'm not sure which.
It doesn't matter. Both of those are failed. That's
okay.
That's a 6.
So he's basically incapacitated till the end of his next term. And he's going to take a little bit of damage too. And he'll take 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. All right, 7 points. Yeah, as you put the neck, it sticks. Or as you shoot the dart, it sticks right in his neck. Oh, what the fuck was And Gregory's already gone, and
Yeah, I already turned away, walking away. So this is all going behind my back.
yeah, he's stumbling through, and he made it. He's in the center of this, so it's like kind of like a park area between the horseshoe that goes around. So on the left it's like the food court, and on the right it's the shopping. So he's kind of wobbling through this center area. He pulls the dart out, and then he falls over sideways across a small stone wall and into like a garden type area. So goes out of sight into a bunch of flowers and weeds, and disappears. What the fuck is this going on? And he goes down.
Gregory heads over to the place where he saw that magical trinket. He says, "Hey, how much for that thing?"
A small gnomish female, surprisingly somewhat similar in physical features, but a lot younger than Morgina, comes up to you and quite shy, a little backwards. It's 17 gold pieces. For what it is right now. It's not I wanted to make it look like great and do some more stuff, but it's 17 gold pieces. And she looks at you like she might be charging too much, or she thinks she's charging too much.
Here's 20.
Are you sure, mister?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you're able to capture like the storm, you know? You know what a storm is, right?
Of course, I've seen lots of them in the ocean.
Right. I mean, with magic, you could easily like replicate a storm. It's easy to do that with magic, but using technology, it's almost impossible to do it. And you were able to do it really well. You earned this money.
Thank you. The problem is stealing spells off druids. That helps. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, this will go towards my education. Thank you. And shoes. A couple pair of shoes too.
Yeah, get some shoes too. He takes the trinket, he like holds it up and like looks at it, like through it at the sky.
For you, it's about yay big.
Does this and looks up at it.
You can actually, it's now yours, so you can put storm capsule in your inventory. But it is essentially like, I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, you played League of Legends because you're. Yeah. It's like a capsule, or like you would think of the character capsules that you get when you level up and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the middle is the storm, and you can just collapse it into it's a solid capsule, or open it up and it has the center with just the bars and.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is that's what it looks like. But for Gregory, I guess it's the size of.
Probably like the size of this right here.
Yeah, probably like that, if not a little.
I open with a bag of holding and I shove it in there.
Okay. Yep. You plop it in there, vomit free, because we didn't put it in it.
God.
Didn't give it to Hars. Okay.
And I look at them like, keep up the good work, okay?
I will. And if you ever want to come back and buy any of my other stuff, and she shows you this really shoddy, like, clockwork man who is about yay big, but all he's really doing is like, what's it called? Dabbing. All he's doing is like dabbing, and that's all he can do.
He like just stares at it for a bit. Hold on, I have to roll this. I need to roll for Gregory snarking or not.
Hars would love that.
Okay. He looks at it for a bit, and he's like, God, I think you peaked. But I'll take this also. And he pays her like 3 gold for it.
Really? Oh, okay. Thank you. Come
I'm
back.
doing you a favor so no one else will see this. And he walks off.
Okay. Yeah, so you take the little figurine and the capsule and you walk off. You walk backwards, so you look back to see that the rest of the party has kind of found their way over to the little shopping plaza. You've already now made your way through the entire thing, but just to see what we've found here to make it available for all of you. Can everyone roll a D100, please? Now that we're out of the memory, let's take the music out of there.
Got a 55 on my D100.
I got a 95.
Dear Lord, that's loud. All right.
81.
50.
Okay, hold on. Can all of you... I'll go one by one here, because I got to look up...
I put it in chat.
Yeah, they're in roll
In
20.
the Zoom. Yeah.
Okay,
In roll
in
20 chat.
All right. So let's see here. Lindier, 55. So all of you are browsing these little shops. These are like student-made projects here. And you see things like... let's see here. An Iron Band of Beloro. Whatever that is. Iron Bands of Beloro. That is an object.
Manners. Have you seen, if you critical roll,
I've
where
seen
Percy
critical.
has, and he's got the iron ball, and he called it Manners.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Manners.
That's the Iron
okay.
Bands of Balar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. So there's Iron Bands of Belaro. That's one. Item you see. And what is 81? 81. Gloves of swimming and climbing. And what else? The equivalent. These are like student-made equivalents of these items. 50. A staff of the adder. And one more. Gregory?
95.
95. Okay. And a ring of warmth. Those are 4 items amongst the student creations that are free to purchase. They are like the higher end of what's on there. Should anyone decide to take a look at those, we'll say the bands are 268 gold pieces. The crap, but now I forget the list was. I should have wrote it down. We'll say that all of them are around between 200 and 300. I'll actually roll should you want to look at any of them. But does any of that sound appealing to any of your characters as you're looking through the shops?
Gregory looks at the ring of warmth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, made better than this in my high school thesis. He walks over to another thing. He walks to the staff of adder. Looks like the basic application of druidic magic technology. This is not really an artificer item. And walks over to the next one. Looks at the bands of Bolero. It's like, now this has possibilities. Though probably someone else in our party probably think of perverse means with it. As you see the camera pan over, and you see Lindier looking over his shoulder.
What you got there, friend?
You're not wrong.
Mariah's like, I can chip in towards that.
It's not fuzzy like the cuffs, but it'll do.
We're deviants. It doesn't matter.
We need it.
What do we?
And it'll come in useful.
Fine. You buy it for whatever purposes you want.
Okay. Does anybody want any of the stuff, including the bands?
I definitely want the bands. The problem is I don't know how much money I have.
Oh.
I have 102 gold.
I think we were supposed to do some initial
Yeah, I thought there was like
start of campaign die rolling,
Yep.
and I don't think I did it.
I have 318 gold, so
Yeah, well, Mariah spent most of hers getting
right.
getting us up here.
yeah. I mean, Greg really put in 100 gold towards those bands because actually those bands could help us out.
Yeah, there was
Yep.
some D100 rolls for gold. I don't remember if you rolled and what yours would have been.
May I re-roll right now?
Sure. Yours would be 100 plus.
It was I thought it was 3D100 plus 50 is what we did.
I don't remember. I don't remember if everybody did this. I don't remember if everybody did the same or they did based off of whatever their thing was. What was?
I have no idea.
Let me. I'll go back and check. Real
Yeah,
quick.
if you can remember yours, I'll just do it the same as somebody who has already done it. It doesn't matter. The only person who would have presumably more money than everybody else would be Gregory, because an assassin probably wouldn't have an extraordinary amount of money, nor would a person of the cloth or a druid. So.
A druid.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. A cleric from the woods area originally, or forest.
Just a literal rabbit.
Yeah, I feel like that is basically Usa's origin. Like, a god came from above, saw a rabbit, touched it, and then Usa appeared.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Gregory thinks he did.
No, that's what Gregory thinks at
I'm
least.
fine with that.
His headcanon is that, Usa was a normal rabbit in the forest, and a god came down and was like, yeah, I fucks with this, and then touches the rabbit, and Usa appeared.
I
Oh,
cannot
super
find
Moth.
it.
All right. Then take. I think it's 2. I don't know. Take 200. Add. Roll 1d100.
No, it was 3d100 plus 50. Because
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I rolled for mine.
Oh, okay. So 3d100 plus 50.
224. I will note that down.
And then you just got given 100 last episode.
That too, yeah.
I did. Thank you.
So you got 324 now.
Nice.
Someone wants to pitch in on those bands, they can help. but
I put in
I-
100 for the bands, so
I'll make up the difference.
yeah.
I'll put in 50.
I'll put in something. It's whatever. Yeah, 200. And what was it, like 200? Like
280.
280?
Yeah.
We have obtained bands.
Darn it. Are they also considered the iron bands of binding and the SRD?
I think also goes under that name too. Like, Belair is
Yep.
the named version of it, whereas Iron
Yeah.
Bands of Binding are like the other version.
Yeah, they're the SRD
It's the
version, so
generic.
people can use them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will put them as a thing, and then give them. Who's holding them?
I was going to give
will.
it to Lindier, because
Okay.
he's the deviant.
The deviant. Lindir, I will put.
I am pious.
With the straightest of faces. There we go. Okay, Lindir, you now have iron bands of binding. The handout is in your journal.
The thing about those that I need to know right now is there is a command word, and these are college kid made, so they have to be something stupid. I have to yell like yeet or something when I throw them.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Take your pick. You can change it if you need to.
A placeholder yeet.
Yeah, we'll yeet it. Or wait, my
Ball
kids
of
my
yeeting.
kids keep saying cap, so you can say cap or capped. That's a thing now. I still don't know what the fuck that means. There we go.
I'm so detached. I don't.
I know. Yeah, I'm learning, but I can't keep up with all the.
Is Vine a thing? They say yeet on Vine.
Yes.
See it on the vines, from what I
The
hear.
vine sphere. Okay, so yeet. Yeet will be your safe word. There we go. Okay. So we have binding. We have some bindings, and we have a capsule of storm making. What would y'all like to do? You're free to kind of linger around a little bit. You're waiting to hear news from Harz's thing.
Gregory is still looking he's been looking squirrely ever since he got here, so.
Vance, there's this sensory building. It's called whatever. It's called the House of Earthly Delights. right?
That sounds like everything in your wheelhouse, man.
It sounds like you already went there.
Have you heard of this place?
No, I haven't. Why?
Well, should you need a reprieve, 5 stars at least.
What did you do over there?
I think he's drunk.
But it's not even 5 p.m.
I'm
Your point is,
advanced proficient.
Gets it all
Lindier
for-
definitely has expertise in this.
Yes. It's on the sheet. You all hang out in this very nice, comforting atmosphere. A small reprieve from the arduous journey that you've been on for so long. I mean, you went from one adventure into the next, for shit's sake. You didn't really have time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And you get about 25 minutes or so until you see the elegantly dressed, elegantly dressed and shittily named, because I can't remember it. What was her name?
Patty Mayonnaise.
Her name was Francesca.
Francesca. Thank you. Francesca comes down into the food court area, peers around a little bit, and begins to walk towards the group of you. As she's walking towards the group of you, behind her you can see, stumbling away from your direction, a gnome with a newsy cap on, holding onto a wall, looking very drowsy and maybe intoxicated. That would be
I look at that. I just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
That guy knows
Everybody's
what's
drinking here.
up. He knows what's up.
Everyone, your friend's gonna need a little more time, quite a bit of time. We're getting ready to put him into stasis. His condition, apparently to the medic, is going to progress at an alarming rate until there's an eventual bad moment. We don't exactly know the outcome, but it's not going to be good for your friend. So we're going to put them into stasis until we can devise a way to heal them. You might want to go and meet with them quickly before this is done, and then there's not much more we can offer you or him for comfort.
That's perfect news, Francine. We just need to capture the big bug, and then he'll be fine.
Will he be aware of this, or is he just going to be asleep?
Yes, he will be suspended, sleeping, comatose, not
So he
moving.
won't know or be aware of time passing.
No, he will be dreaming. Though the extent of his condition, it's unclear whether they will be humanoid dreams or that of which he might be prone to with his current condition.
All right, well, sucks to suck, I suppose. I mean, if he doesn't make it better, I guess.
Do you have somebody who is capable of using sending?
Oh, of course. Yeah, sending is a run-of-the-mill here. I'm pretty sure the janitor could use sending in this place.
Excellent. Just if anything changes, if you need to get a hold of me, just use sending.
Absolutely. Well, I plan on accompanying you out of here. Mr. Crossan has authorized all of you access to the teleportation circle one more time to take you where you need to go. I'm supposed to help you get there, make sure you get there safely. What is it again that you actually you all are doing? He said that you are doing good work towards ending the evil that that is plaguing us currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty much sums it up.
Like that, yeah.
Yep. You trust me, don't really want to know more. And she looks at the others, goes, I'm gonna go say goodbye to Hars. Should I just meet you at the teleportation circle?
Yeah, I guess so.
I will go with you.
Thank you, Usa.
Why do they need to close the circle? Because there's a bug in the woods.
It's not the bug that we're worried about. It's all the things that come with it. There are apparently things trying to help it. I know several of our warriors were killed prior to getting to this large creature to stop it. They were found dead along the side of the road. Investigators presume it's something to do with, I don't know the difference anymore, fiends, the demons or the devils, probably like making a path for this creature to go to continue their work.
And yes, Gregory, well, we are handling this. Would you get Linder some water or something?
That just seems irrelevant.
What do I
The last time we had to teleport somewhere and he was this intoxicated, he threw up all over the place and was trying to prevent.
I don't know why I always have to take care of Drunken Deer. The only reason why I have to take care of Drunken Deer because Hars is half dead.
Okay. He's just gonna like.
Do you know how easy it is to wash vomit out of armor? You just water.
Gregory, how would you like to be half dead?
Rather not be half dead, honestly.
Okay.
Fine, I'll take care of Lindeer and make sure he's okay. Come on, Lindeer, let's get some water in you and sober you up.
On one condition.
What?
Yeah, I have to show you this place I found. It's called the House of Earthly Delights.
Fine, if it'll get you to drink some water.
It takes like 30 seconds.
No, fine, 30 seconds we'll go to this House of Eternal Delights.
30 seconds, that's it.
Earth.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
1 hour later.
Yeah. I need it. Yeah, that'd be cool if I could have those cutscenes, like, zoom in. Yes, so the you two take off to go investigate Lindeer's House of Earthly Delights. And Mariah and Usa go to the infirmary to check on Hars one last time. That's where we're going to take a break. 3 to 5 minutes. Go, freshen up, get your own drink of water, go 30-second visit your own House of Delights, and or go for a bio break. Probably not at the same time. Don't try doing that. It's really not becoming of you. And
Are we bad friends?
We will just bad for people, maybe. We will see everybody back here in a few minutes. See you guys. Couple minutes. Yep. Yep. Nope. Wait, I have to do it over here. Yep. Nope. And be right back. That's the one we're looking for. There we go.
I mean,
introduced him to, but there we go. But took care of me nonetheless. Okay, we are back. Hello, everyone. Hiya. Okay, we are back. I don't know about hydrated. Well, fuck, that's a stretch. But we're refreshed and ready to go. Let's zoom over to Mariah and Usa as they make their way back to the infirmary to go see Hars. As they say, they're going to put Hars in stasis to keep him not only alive, but to keep his condition from progressing any until they can decide what to do with him. Now, Mariah, you've already been told that you would be warned prior to them making any decisions to actually kill Hars. So, yay for that. But you get there and there's the same group of guards, and they just kind of nod you in. They see you, Mariah, and they're they know who you are and what you're up to. So they back away and they let you into this isolated infirmary room. And yeah, like you said, the ICU bubbles where you can see into, and they let you in, and Hars is sitting there, and he's looking. I mean, Hars was pretty pale to begin with, but he's looking especially pale, and is looking a little bit gaunt, a little bit more gaunt than before, and he's like, "See here, they're gonna preserve me, right? All right, life after death, Disney, right? We got this."
Yeah.
Just kind of deliriously looking around a little bit.
We'll get this figured out.
We are going to go and take care of the bug bastard, and then you should be just fine. And when we come back, you should not need any other procedures or anything. You will be back to normal.
Okay. Just keep on your toes and take care of the bug. Just take care of it.
We will.
Do you want me to let your dad know where you are?
My luck, he'll find out. He'll know. Just get the job done and then let him know.
All right.
Job first, right?
Job first. They'll be in touch with me if anything changes.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, how often do you get a chance to sleep like this, right?
Sleep like the dead, right? Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. I know. Too soon. Wait. I don't know. Maybe not yet.
Not really.
No? Okay. I tried. Usa.
Not soon enough.
Usa. Dude, I'm so glad you came. Buddy. Pal, I'm so glad you came. Fuck it. Let's try something. Remember when I told you were like the best of all of us? You're the best. Right? I meant it. I really did. They gave me a sedative, but I'm telling you, I meant it. I really did.
I think you were just as nearly intoxicated last time you said it as you are this time.
True. But you're not intoxicated. You weren't that either. But do you remember what you said to me? And that's where we're gonna zoom out. Let's try this. All right, let's do another. Let's do an improv one, not planned at all. Flashback, because I think this might serve well for the story. That and the fact that timing-wise, I think it'll do wonders for us. Okay, Usa. It turns out that you, to kick this all off, because I'm not exactly completely familiar with your motives on... No, this fucking music's got to go, though. Stand by. Here we go. We can't have happy, tinky music in a memory. That can't be right. It turns out that when you joined this group, or prior to joining this group, you were from the Elding Reaches, where most shifters are from. We don't have to go into the depths of where your origin was, or if it was Gregory's assumption that God just kind of looked down and boop, took a cute little rabbit and said, "You know what? Yep." But when you decided to venture from the Elding Reaches and head east, because that's really the only way you can go and not go into like evil country, you decided to go east and make a difference for whatever your personal motives were. As you traveled into Ondare, you were told by contacts that, you know what, if you want to make money, if you want to make a difference, if you really want to do all the things you're saying you want to do, it was kind of that you're a shifter, we get it, you want to come be part of society, sure, whatever. You were kind of just cast aside a little bit at first, but once some people started seeing your skills, they said, all right, well, your best place to try is this Silver Flame business, this huge religion in Corvair, and they can help you get jobs and ways to make things matter. En route, before you met Lindir, and before you met Gregory and Margina, and technically right before you met Mariah, you stopped at a way station, and you were on your way to meet with the Silver Flame to talk about this opportunity, this job opportunity, which would have been the first meeting for your last campaign, for your first adventure with this crew. And as you're sitting there, almost like a train station fashion way station, there's benches, there is a like a ticket window of sorts, and there's a few concessions there, as well as a lot of posted things on the wall looking for help, trying to sell things, and all kinds of stuff. As you sit down on a bench, you hear over your shoulder, you're minding your own business, you're waiting to make the last leg of your journey over to where you would eventually meet all the party members. You hear something over your shoulder like, what are you reading there, buddy?
Kind of stops and like glances back around over his shoulder to see, like, is something talking to me? What the hell?
Yeah, you glance over your shoulder, and for most part, people have avoided talking to you. Shifters somewhat get a bad rap sometimes in Corvair, because there was a great initiative to that linked shifters to lycanthropy, which are two different things. But you know how societies can be. They can lump groups of peoples in together, and they just, like, there was a lot of people that were leery about shifters because they thought they were going to be werewolves and stuff like that. But this is the first person to openly buddy talk to you, and you look over your shoulder in the bench right behind yours, and you see a half-elf gentleman in probably his early 20s, early or mid 20s, and he's just kind of sitting there like this, almost childlike, looking at you, and he's like, what is that? I didn't see that sitting around anywhere. I've been sitting here forever.
Oh, it's just what I carry around with me, or, they're just good hunting out in the woods.
It's got pictures too. But is that, like, did you get that here, or is that something from your from where you came from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say reading? I thought you said eating.
Oh no, reading.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
Books. Kind of. I guess. I don't know how much of it interests you. Just religious texts. Just brought with me. Yes.
Oh. Okay. Hi. I'm sorry. I'm super rude. Heavily caffeinated, and I'm waiting for my damn partner to get back here, leaving me fucking sitting here forever. Hi. Name's Hars. How are you?
He's kind of like sheepishly extends his hand and shakes it. Usa, nice to meet you, Hars.
Yep. Dude, you need to lighten up. You look nervous. Relax.
I've not been this far out into the, rest of the country before.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Undare can be super intimidating. They all think they're fucking uppity over here. I didn't say that out loud, but yeah, it happens. It happens. That's cool. That's cool. I'm a merchant. And I just really like reading articles like what you have there, especially when I'm stuck at a train station for this long.
This is just like, okay.
Just kind of looking around.
Tuck his thumb into the page and like close the binding a bit. Like, if you are interested, I mean, you could have it. I suppose it is technically part of my job to, spread words and things.
Spreading words? Oh man, that sounds super fun. And he hops over the back of his bench and sits next to you in your bench since there's no one else there. He's like, "Oh, you don't have to give me your book, buddy. I'll read it with you, or you can read it to me, or you can spread your words however you want to do. I don't know. I'm just really bored. And you looked super lonely, so that's. Figure I might as well do something.
I appreciate your kindness, Ars. Not many people are willing to treat me like that out here.
Oh, no problem. Maybe you can pay it forward to someone later on in your life when you're out doing your thing. It's not a problem at all. So what do you do? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Usa. My name is Usa.
Usa. Okay, cool. What do you do, Usa?
I am a man of many talents and skills. I suppose first and foremost I'm supposed to introduce myself as a cleric, but I also travel and just help people when and where I can.
I don't think you have to introduce yourself as a cleric. It's cool that I know that now. So, like, if I break my ankle while we're talking, then I know you can help me.
I just mean, religious tenets, rules to follow, things like that. You're supposed to emblazon yourself proudly as,
Sure, emblazoning. Yeah, I get you. Okay. Well, Usa, if you were to ever have to make a tough decision, right? And this is something I ask myself a lot because I'm out wandering around, if you ever to have to make a tough decision, how do you make it?
I suppose it would depend on a little bit more context. Tough decision. How?
If it's
Involving
the life of someone you care about or the life of a lot of people, how would you make that decision?
Well, I suppose that there's difference for each person, but for myself, if that person would be, it is almost sad to try to assign people worth and usefulness, You cannot, who can value a life, but for myself, I would have to say I would probably act rather selfishly. I would try to help as many as I could, including the person who.
But Usa, new friend, if you had to decide, and this is where the half elf sitting next to you now leans in a little bit, if you'd have to decide on whether to save your friend or to save hundreds of strangers, how do you pick that? How do you make that decision?
Difficulty. But yes, I think I would honestly try to help the person the person I know, the person that was special to me.
That is wonderful news, Usa, that you would take care of your friends over hundreds of strangers. It could be alarming. And should you ever find yourself having to make that decision, people like me would understand why you would choose your friend. But I hope you never have to make that decision, right, Usa?
I hope no one never has to find themselves in that situation. Ours.
Oh, of course, no one. Yeah, no one would. Nope. But that's okay. I can tell you have a huge heart, and you would take care of those around you, and that's really important. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Usa. My friend's coming in. She's a grizzled battle axe. Ugh. So serious. All the fucking time. Hey, dude, it was super nice meeting you. I'm gonna get going. She comes over here. She's totally gonna scare you off. So it was wonderful meeting you. And have a safe journey wherever you're going.
Thank you.
Don't be so scared. Don't be so scared. You're friendly. I like you.
Thank you, Lars. Safe travels to you too, friend.
He pats you on the shoulder, and he quickly gets up and begins to walk across this open travel area to the other end, and you see him talking to another half-elf woman, looking kind of drab and serious, and very professional in the way she carries herself, at least in this light. and yeah, that's we'll fade out of the memory. That was your first. I guess your first interaction with any of your current party members was just a random encounter as they were traveling. They had one more stop to make before they met up with you later on. You and Lindir and Gregory and Margina. But yeah, it was your first interaction with us. So as Hars looks at you lying from the infirmary bed, looks at you and is just saying thank you, and I appreciate everything you've done, and you realize that he sees you for who you are, doesn't look at you any kind of different way, and respects the decisions you would make in a given situation. So
he's just kind of lightly, just like being affectionate, just like petting on his hair and like smiling at him.
Thanks,
We'll
bud.
be back before you even know it, Lars. Don't worry.
If you're not, at least send someone equally as nice to come pick me up and bring me wherever you're at.
I promise we will be here to get you. I will not send anyone else.
Oh, well, that's even better. He looks over at Mariah. I know she's not going to send someone else.
We're fighting for you. You just rest, okay?
That I can do. Hey, Mariah, if Dad happens to contact you before you guys are done, can you not tell him I'm here?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, appreciate it. You just give him some. You don't have to lie. Just give him some bullshit thing.
Yep. Oh well.
It's like rubbing his face and. Okay, I appreciate it. I'd really have less complaining the better right now. All right.
I'm gonna get this taken care of. You'll see.
Yeah, no problem. They're gonna cryo freeze me. I totally know what this is. Yeah, we're good. I'm not scared at all. Not a big deal. All right.
You'll make a great wall hanging.
His eye starts to twitch. Really? That's the last thing. I'm gonna fucking dream about that. Damn it. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Love you too, Ars.
Oh. Damn it. And as you both leave the infirmary, in good spirits, and Horace is in good spirits, though. Yeah, that might haunt him while he's in stasis, and but yeah, that process is to happen sometime very soon. Where are the two of you going? Anywhere specific, or are you heading to meet them at the transportation platform?
Yeah, it was just fine to just head to go find Deer and Gregory now. They said that's where they were going to meet, so.
Okay. You, Mariah, anything?
No, just she's quieter than usual. It's a contemplative, and at one point she just kind of and keeps walking.
Tries to grab her, like put his arm like through hers, just like lightly pet on her hand, just letting her have her moment.
She'll lean into him a little bit, just quietly, kind of a thank you, and just the chance to lean on somebody for a change.
Okay. Oh, very nice moment. You two make your way quietly and respectfully to the teleportation circle platform. Just in time to arrive as Lindier and Gregory are having a conversation. They just arrived as well because they had other stuff that they had going on. First off, I'd like to say, hey, what's up, Pope? How you doing? Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. As you arrive, Lindier and Gregory are talking about something that just happened, and we will zoom in there. So Lindier and Gregory, you two went to this. Lindier, actually, why don't you explain to us what just happened in the last 15-20 minutes to this, to you guys arriving to the platform?
Lindier is trying to convince Gregory to accompany him to the House of Earthly Delights. Sensory house. They use illusion magics on you, and I don't know, I kind of like to imagine it as kind of a holodeck in one's mind's eye, where you can hypothetically experience whatever's worth paying gold to experience.
Nice. Okay. It's like a sensory den. Sure.
I think Gregory would have gone with Lindier because it was probably a whole thing of Lindier pestered him enough, and he's like, look, I might as well go with him because he won't stop unless I say yes.
Okay. You can be in there for hours, but the spell only takes 30 seconds for them to cast.
We're not going to be in there for hours, though. Look.
No, in your head you're in there for hours, and then in real life it's only been a couple seconds.
Okay, all right, let's go. Why don't we go there? Okay, and we'll
water. Then water.
And water, right? Water and this, and then we'll be back in time to meet with the others at the teleportation panel. Okay?
Exactly. In time, it takes a couple seconds.
Right, couple seconds. Let's go.
Are we bad friends? I want to see Hars for Hars' sake, but I don't want to see him for my sake, you know what I mean?
No, we're not bad friends. I mean...
He's colorful and stupid and excitable, and seeing him laying in a bed, that's not Hars, that's also a real illusion cut out.
It's not that we're bad friends, Lindier. I just don't feel comfortable seeing him like that. It's not a bad thing to feel that way.
Doesn't feel like we're good friends, I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, I mean, guilt will get to you no matter what. But,
that is a great way to look at it. It's inevitable, so why give it any attention?
I guess so. Look, I'm not really the best person to ask about, the moral quandaries of emotions.
I'm great at rationalizing.
I can tell. But if for what it's worth, you didn't hear me say it. I am worried about him.
I might not be staring at him when he's in that state, but I'll go fix him. Then it'll be better.
Yeah, we'll fix him, and that's what we're gonna do. So, feel like this, you know. You not seeing him keeps you driven to go out there and fix him even more so.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing. You feel like maybe if you saw him there, you know, it'll dissuade you, make you feel like you should give up. And I know for a fact that's the last thing he wanted you to do.
You know what else keeps me driven?
Oh boy.
30 seconds.
Fine, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30 seconds and we'll take care of that.
As you two have this wonderful conversation and enter this house of earthly delights, I know a perfect way to get you out of there so that you don't stay too long. Is that you go in, and Lindier, this is not your first rodeo. You know how this operation works. You could probably...
This is my second rodeo.
Yeah, you could probably help write the book. But you go in and you do your thing, and it seems to land home as you know it would. You know how to navigate these kind of waters. Gregory, this is probably your first adventure like this. And as you go in and they try to secure you in this chair, not secure you as in put you down, but just like get you comfortable in this chair. They offer you a few, refreshments and to get you relaxed. And they say it won't take long. These illusions are going to play off of your desires and what makes you comfortable. Lindier, you totally run with this. You own this, and you master the ways of optimizing. There we go. Optimizing your experience as short as it is.
He's in an orchard picking apples.
Exactly. And who knows, that might be what does it for you. And you are totally up for that. Gregory, you're not quite sure what to expect, and as the illusion magic takes grip in your mind, it starts out being a fantastic experience. You start seeing images in your mind's eye of people regaling you of tales of you and worshiping you for all your accomplishments and the visions of the things that you've built and the places you've gone and the deeds you've done. Everything's great, and all your sensory, I shouldn't say sensors, tell you that everything is great. This is a dopamine hit. This is all kinds of goodness to your brain.
Good serotonin. That's what I want.
Yeah, and these are great hits for you, until the simulation doesn't realize when to stop, and the illusion magic takes a little deeper of a probe and you realize that the next image that shows up is that of Margina. And though it is a good image, though it is an accurate representation, though it is things that you want, that you miss, and that bring you happiness, it also brings you with that longing or other emotions that this magic might not have been able to comprehend. It's like AI trying to comprehend emotion and detach it from pleasure. And as this image shows up, you're in the same room as Lindier. As this image shows up, you kind of snap out of it, and now you realize where you're at and what you're doing.
How long has it been? I'd look around, see if there's any sign of how long it's been or anything.
There is a woman at the other end of the room, and in the room that you're in. The room you're in is a has a lot of scarlet colored cloths hanging from the ceiling, and it's rather dark and dim in here with some candlelight. And the woman, the attendant who has brought you in here, and Sir, it's been 2 minutes and 48 seconds, roughly.
Wow. Okay. We better get going soon. Do you have any water or anything?
Absolutely, sir. Yeah, I can bring you some water.
Yeah. Bring some water over to here because he's gonna want it as soon as he wakes up.
He sounds very involved. Yes, I'll bring a whole container of water. Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the woman leaves.
Like Gregory just like kind of like paces a bit because it was very overwhelming to see that for him. Then he like shakes his head and he like gives Lindir a little shake. All right, your water's almost here, dude. Come on.
Lindir, what were you in the middle of when Gregory shakes you out of your illusion?
Picking apples in an orchard.
Okay. So Lindir is like, and you shake him, and Lindir wakes up.
But Mom? Uh-oh. Gregory.
Nope, not your mom. Your water's gonna be here pretty soon.
Intense, hmm?
Yeah, it was intense.
What's with the long face?
Yeah, it just it made me see images of Margina. That's all.
Religion. Science traditionally sort of butt heads, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be so. Religious folks are obsessed with assuming science is going to contradict their beliefs, and the scientific folk like things they can see and measure and quantify. Be it a teleportation or a weird slime or whatever happened. I'm no scientist, but you can't actually create or destroy something, matter, on the tiniest level, right? You can just change its form.
Yeah, it goes somewhere. Nothing just disappears.
Margina doesn't just disappear, she goes somewhere.
Huh. Yeah, you're right.
We'll find out where's somewheres just as soon as we... Oh, we gotta go catch a bug. Ugh.
Yeah, we gotta go catch a bug, which means we better get going towards the teleportation circle, buddy.
Right. Be plenty of apple picking in the afterlife, hmm?
Yeah. Apple picking in the afterlife with a bunch of jackalopes hopping around your feet.
I can barely handle one. My mom and I used to live next to an apple orchard, you see.
Is that why you were picking the apples then?
Where's my water?
It should be here soon. Where's... I head out the room and I look outside looking for where the water is at.
Okay. As you head outside the room, we're going to zoom out, and the rest of that situation was resolved with. We'll leave that hanging because I don't know how far Lindir wanted to go into his past, and that will leave for an open situation very soon. As Mariah and Usa arrive at the platform, very well done, gentlemen. Very well done. Wow. Yeah, Strider, the religion science thing really, really was deep in real life. Very good, very good. So as they arrive, Lindir and Gregory are having a conversation, and I don't know, does Lindir look hydrated? I can't tell. That's up to all of you to decide. But all four of you arrive on the platform, and Francesca, by the way, Francesca said she would be right back in a few minutes to bring you guys down surface side.
Eyes, cobblers, cider.
He's been listing things he really wanted to drink for the past 10 minutes.
You don't drink apples. What?
You can drink apples. It's apple cider. That's drinking apples.
Fritters.
How's that's the one. Hars. How's he?
Bad.
Hopefully, resting peacefully now. So
Wait, resting peacefully? He died? Cool. I mean,
Like
look,
rest in peace.
No, as in
in his stasis, resting.
Wait,
You
so-
were terrible.
oh, right. Yeah. I'm glad he's okay now. Hmm.
I'm
Sounds
sure. I'm sure to him it's gonna feel like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And I like just elbow Lindir like we just had like a little inside joke.
One can only hope. Yes.
You all
hopefully when
see.
he wakes up,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
it'll be better.
Well, we are going to make sure of this. We're going to go take care of this, so when he wakes up, we won't have anything to worry about.
Of course, it'll be better when he wakes up. If he wakes up, then we won. If he dies, then he won't wake up.
Exactly. So
Okay, well,
it
where
makes
is-
sense though. I mean,
Francesco and
if
Leader.
he wakes up, then we saved him. Right?
And we did what we
Yeah.
were sent out to do. Yeah.
And if he doesn't wake up, well, it means we didn't, and well, he's gonna die.
Scientific
too.
deduction.
Exactly.
Probably means that we'll be dead anyways. So
You are all the most morbid creatures I have ever had to.
so death comes to everybody.
Who
I
said how many
understand.
creatures
It
have you
is.
met?
Many.
Entropy is real, Uso. Technically, we're all dying right now as we speak.
Oh god.
I like to say just that moment right there is that Mariah gives like big, deep, insightful about it. Lindir is all philosophical, and he just like, look, we're dying already.
Some of us
Okay.
faster than others, and she looks down at and Mariah looks down at Gregory, and some of us may not even make it off this platform.
More insight.
Hmm. Entropy is real, guys. Just entropy is real.
As you're all philosophizing. That's a word.
They're going off, and Us is just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You see,
Mariah just shrugs.
you see at the end of the platform, Francesca is heading down to meet all of you. No guards this time. First time without guards. She's heading
Oh,
down
thank the gods. There she is.
with very less regal robes than she had been wearing at any point until now. They are like just common. They're still robes. She's still looking wizardly of sorts, but they're not a bunch of shit dragging behind her. Not a lot of frills. Just very nicely crafted, form-fitting robes. And she gets down to the end of the platform. You all are standing on the magic circle itself. And, okay. And it turns out that I'm supposed to actually accompany you down to the surface. And Thaddeus has told me you're going to meet this creature head on. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Man,
Yes.
We're going to certainly try to, yes.
There has been 76 confirmed deaths of warriors meeting this creature head on that we've seen.
Well, we've met the Teton before and are still alive here, so, I mean,
We'll expedite it so no one else needs to die.
Both of those statements are very promising. I really hope you, or wish you, sorry, the best. As a
They won't.
Oh, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
They won't know what hit it. We're gonna show up and then yeet.
Yeet. Yes. Yeah, the book of Yeet does describe of such banishing things. I am compelled to treat you all before your hopefully victorious battle. Since you're brave enough to volunteer yourselves in this hour of need, we have arranged it so that you can take travel on the Orion Railroad, the Lightning Rail, down to get farther south very quickly for your cause, as we've heard rumor that this creature is south of here. And as Francesca's describing that, chat, I'm going to
Appreciate it.
slide on over to the map and scroll up. See that hand? That hand is us. So this orange line, my wonderful, beautiful players, this orange line going down from north to south on the map is, hopefully I'm on the right page and you guys can see this. This orange line is the lightning rail. That is the path of the lightning rail. The lightning rail has there's like essentially two paths or two tracks still left in Corvair. There was more, and it was more extensive, but unfortunately with the morning happening that took out an entire nation, it kind of screwed that all up. So there is a path here just east of Arcanix. You can see it. And it seems like it goes from like the last major city that it stops in as Passage, and then it goes the whole way down to the south, and then it branches off, it forks off into different directions, and it all depends on where you're going and where you know what path you want to go on from there. But as far as you're concerned, you really just want to get down towards Greenhaunt, right? You want to go down towards Lake Bree and cut off this creature from getting back through Greenhaunt and to the Black Pit, where it's rumored that the devils are trying to herd it into the Black Pit itself, so that they can use that for some reason.
So the little white dots along the line, are those stops like Fort Light and Sword Keep? Does it stop there?
Okay. White dots are towns.
Okay.
White dots with black dots inside of them are major cities, and black dots are either villages or small like strongholds and stuff like that. So it's basically the dots are to indicate size of the location, and so the dot of Passage is a major city. The dot of Arcanix is just a farming village. On the map, it's just a farming village. Obviously, you know better now that you're here. The Tower Vigilant is actually a tower with a town around it, and the black dot of Marketplace is like the size of a village. So yeah, that's basically how they indicate that on the map. Is the dot indicates size rather than size and type. Or type by size, if you want to call it that. Yeah, so that's how we do that. So Francesca does say that we only have one problem. We would transport you to Passage. The issue with that is they would put you behind, and the second issue with that is that we don't have a train, a lightning rail running out of Passage for quite some time. We're going to have to do something unorthodox and transport you on to a lightning rail in mid-stride. Is this something that is okay with all of you?
Is it something you have done before?
Oh yes, we have done it before. On a handful.
How did that go?
It went okay. It went well. Yes.
In other words, everybody survived.
Oh, absolutely. It was only personnel, really, and so we were willing to try it on them. It wasn't a big deal.
Well, no. See, there's a big difference between it went okay and it went well.
Huge difference.
And everybody survived versus it was only personnel.
Those are both true. Everyone survived, and it was personnel. The only issue is, and this isn't a concern of yours, by the way, it required a little more resources to make sure it was accurate. You see, the lightning rail is moving at high speeds, mind you. We can scribe the circle We know how the sigils work. We just have to add more components to make sure we get the coordinates correct.
Why not just send us to a circle in another town closer instead of the lightning rail?
Madam, it's passage or bust. There are no other circles other than passage. Actually, let me consult the map before I lie for the NPC. Yes, ma'am, there are no other circles between passage and Star Alaska. It's such a
Right. Okay.
So either we undershoot you at passage and send you backwards, and then you have to wait for an appropriate train to get you there, or we overshoot you down to Star Alaska, and you have to backtrack quite a ways. Unless you can.
I'll take my chances with the train.
Sure.
Hey, can I look at your sigils to make sure, it's accurate? So maybe you won't have to use so much components.
Absolutely, yes. She goes over to the circle that you're all standing in, and she waves her hand, and the entire circle, and the intricate sigils inside of it all change instantly to a completely different circle and sigils. Here's what we're working with, if you'd like to take a look.
I look over this the teleportation circle. Basically, I'm just double checking, making sure everything is okay, and if there's anything I can improve on.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Gregory, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay.
This one isn't for magical. I don't know your limitations. I know there's a feature you have that gives you bonuses for magical devices and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's for that's magical tinkering. I just get bonuses when it comes to I roll for advantage when it comes to magical item checking out.
Okay. Yeah, this one wouldn't qualify for that, but you still get all your other bonuses.
Okay. That is 16, and I'm gonna add in a flask of genius.
Okay.
So I can, if I'm doing a ability check or saving throw, I can use my reaction to add +5 to it, so that's 21.
Okay. 21. Okay. So Gregory, you look at this sigil, and you can tell these teleportation circles, the sigils in them, are like a signature, right? So you have to have everything exactly correct or close to exactly correct to hit the right teleportation circle, or you might end up somewhere else. You see a part of this circle that can be condensed, a repetition in the pattern of sigils. And you look at them, and it's kind of like looking at the Matrix and someone just being able to say, oh, wait, that's wrong. Well, I mean, it's not wrong, but if you just move this over here, that would be so much more efficient. You're able to look at this teleportation circle and say, and be able to decipher that if they were to just change this one aspect, whatever you deem, whatever, that it would help them tremendously forever. Cut the cost of the materials used to do this, as well as improve the accuracy of it.
I look at the teleportation, looking it over. I'm like, yeah, just what I thought. You see this right here? So I understand you were trying to use this. I know everyone kind of, when it comes back to teleportation circles, everyone likes to use that school of thought. But my school of thought is, if you actually focus less on the mana strain right here, and then you just kind of cut it off at this point and then link it to this other point here, you could actually save yourself time and resources going forward for the next 200 years or so. But it's not like the fact that I am one of the smartest gnomes in my entire city and they tried to keep me behind for that pact. But what do I know?
Okay.
Once he gets to, I'm one of the smartest gnomes, Brian just slaps a hand over his mouth from behind.
Mm-hmm. As you start saying this, Francesca laughs, and it almost looks like something she is just grown accustomed to doing. Yes, I understand. You have a better method of...
He's right.
Wait a second. What is Wait, do you mean right here, sir? Do you mean, ma'am? I'm sorry. Can you let? I know he's very annoying, but can you let him? Can you let him explain this to me for a second?
Yeah. She bends down and goes, be nice. And then removes her hand.
As I was saying, if you notice, if you change this one line here, you'll save yourself time and money and resources going forward for the next 200 years.
She does glance it over. She looks exactly at the points that you point out. Well, what do you... I see what you mean. And, okay. Can you show me how you would streamline that, though? And still make it work?
So you're saying I'm right.
She looks over at Mariah first before acknowledging. Yes, sir. I do believe you are correct. I just need you to show me the correction before I could properly...
I'll go extra slow so you can keep up. He pulls out a little piece of chalk and he shows her what to do.
Gregory, we don't have time for you to go extra slow.
I'll go at a pace that's fast enough for us, but make sure I'll say all the big words nice and slow, just
Gregory.
For you. And he will show her what he did there.
Okay. Yeah, you pretty much spell it out for her, Fisher Price style, and she looks a little insulted at first, but then once she starts to grasp what you're portraying for her and the elegant way that you are showing the details, it's kind of like she has to show a little humility, like, ugh, I get it, damn it, all right, yep, that's definitely better, and she allows you to readjust the circle. And she says, okay, well, provided your friend's calculations are correct, this will get us there in a more efficient manner with better success rate. So that is great because the train is heading almost 300 miles an hour. So being incorrect about these kind of circles is rather dire. So that is great. Mr. Blitzcrank, right?
Blitzcrank. Gregory Blitzcrank.
I know I've heard that name somewhere. Yes, I will take this into advisement. We will use this right now. And in fact, I'm going to accompany you because what would we be if we just sent you on your way without making sure that everything went okay?
Insight check, please.
Sure, absolutely.
14.
14? You can tell that she is honest in her statements, but she does seem a little bit nervous. She does seem a little bit nervous in general. That's all.
Okay. So Mariah's just gonna she'll let the comment pass. She's not gonna say anything, but she's never more than 10 feet away from the woman.
Okay.
Usually within 5 feet. Kind of hovering off to the side and the shoulder. She's not hanging over her, but she's shadowing her definitely.
Okay. Yeah, and with your history, I think that you're knowing the safe distance to tail someone without letting them know that you're tailing them, kind of thing. It's very, very good. As she gets in a circle and she says, "Okay, is everyone ready? We're gonna hop on the train, and then you're all gonna be treated to relaxation for a bit." She snaps her fingers, and the circle underneath all of you becomes alit very brightly in a flash, and then next thing you know, you hear the sounds of train mechanical bits functioning, and you look like you're in almost the engine room of a train, but not quite. It's more of a whirling and humming rather than the mechanical aspects of a train, that we know it. But an empty room with a circle in the back left corner of it, and much smaller than the circle you left in.
As she said something about relaxation, Mariah's hand just kind of went to her dagger. She just crossed her arms. She just looks like she's standing there across her arms, but you can see the fingers are just kind of lightly caressing the hilt of the dagger on her hip.
Okay. Yeah, as you all appear, and in this smaller version of the circle that you left in, minus the adjustments. Now the adjustments that Gregory helped make are different. They're different in here. They're more long form in the circle that you're in right now. And Francesca turns around and says, "Oh, we made it. We're here. It worked. You are quite a brilliant fellow."
Right, of course it worked, because I did it. Come on.
You should send them an invoice.
Oh, I'm gonna. My services don't come cheap, lady.
You should come join Arcanix College sometime. You could help learn and educate and make breakthroughs like this and be recognized formally.
Yeah. Maybe I will. And that's like, you notice Gregory doesn't actually have a snarky comeback or anything like that. He actually looks oddly humble when he gets that comment.
Very nice. Francesca starts walking through this room and opens up the door from this cabin into the next and says, "Well, welcome to a first-class Orion style travel experience. We are here on the lightning rail and we are heading due south. It will only be a hour or so until you get down to, actually, what's the until we get down past Marketplace. So if you would like to make yourselves at home, grab something to eat and relax. There are several cars here, some of them with pleasure, some of them with food comforts, and others with cabins able to sleep in. If you would like to indulge, you may do so. And it's just a way of us saying thank you for this future efforts you're getting ready to put in. Is there anything I can do to accommodate all of you?"
No, I don't think so. We will find you if we think of anything, no.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I don't have a ticket. Do we need a ticket?
Oh, no, sir. No, everything is taken care of. As long as
thank the gods.
As long as you stay in these back 6 cars, you're good to go. Everything beyond that, that's like coach, right? That's where the passengers and everything are. This is all Orion's specialty. This is... you're treated like one of the house. We'll call it like that.
And it's all on your tab?
Absolutely.
Great.
All you can eat and drink.
Perfect.
You have your own personal band. I'm
you're
sorry.
saying the absolute worst words to this party. All right.
Lindeer is never going to make it out alive.
This is how these Orions travel. I need to get in on this whole nepotism racket.
It is their house. This is their business, and they treat those that take care of their assets very well. And since you're heading out to fight the thing that is losing them business, they will treat you very well.
Good to know.
The cabin she opens up is almost like a 1930s cabaret room, almost. But very small because it's a train car, but at the same time, holy shit, can they fit a lot of things in here. Old speakeasy is nice, as there is a small 4-piece band playing. There is a very traditional bar with someone, let's say he's wiping the counter, because that's what they do. Wiping the counter at the bar, and there is a woman serenading lovely songs, or at least warming up her voice. We're going to say she's not actually serenading anything yet. And as all of you take a few steps out of the teleportation circle cabin, let's call it that, into this nice, luxurious lounge of a train car, that's where we're going to say that you not only see your first visage in all of your experiences of luxury. Like, this is what not only rich people live like, extremely rich people live like. Everyone around you loves you. Nothing costs any money because they don't, you know, I mean, you're within their circle. And you know that everything going forward in this area is going to be taken care of, and they're going to pretend enjoying to do it for you. This is great. This is a wonderful visage, a wonderful experience that you're getting ready to have. If it wasn't overshadowed by the sounds of metal crunching and the sounds of clanging and smashing against the roof of this train car, as you've all walked into it and now got to experience the sensory loveliness, you hear things going on the roof. The band stops. The bartender looks very startled. The showgirl who is practicing her voice stops and startles. Everyone around you is like, what the fuck is that? And you hear things moving on the roof of the lightning rail. And that's where we're going to end today's game.
Kyle, I'm suspicious of you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on a lightning rail in Everon with you before.
That's true, but you're on the other end, so now I get to be the asshole. So, no problem. I know. We were once allied on a lightning rail, and now, sure enough. But
I remember what happened the last time we were on a lightning rail.
Yes. So this ought to be pretty good. I've never done a train thing before, so we'll see how this goes.
That'll be fun.
I was hoping to let you relax a little bit longer, but it just didn't seem right. And boy, you guys, I am so listen, just listen. I think you're listening now. I am so excited for the end of the story, not because I want it to end, because I don't want it to end, but I'm so excited to see the looks on your faces at the end of the story, and to try to like put all the pieces together, and to visually see your faces as you put the pieces together, like, what the fuck. And today was wonderful. You guys did amazing at just running with the things that I'm throwing at you. Thank you so much. It makes it so worthwhile to sit there all like during the week and daydream and like, wow, okay. And I get ideas, and I try to edit some things that I have already notes for based on what you do in the week, like today, to edit to try to make it better for you. And yeah, you guys never disappoint. Holy shit, that was great. The whole sensory den thing with you two gentlemen, I'd never had that planned in a million years, but I don't know how I didn't, because I never knew I wanted it until now. So thank you very much for that. And ladies, yeah, your last little time with horrors was amazing, and more than I could have hoped for. Thank you very much, guys, very much from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to this every week. This is the only game I stream. Like, this is the only game I stream anymore, and or at least for now. But yeah, in the current climate of real life, this is this is where I come every week to, you know, to let you guys heal my soul. So let's go around and meet everybody and see who they are and what they're up to, and then we'll talk a little bit and we'll close out. So now that I can make some windows disappear, there we go. Okay, Wally, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, and any closing thoughts on today's game?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Wally. Oh man, today's game was quite fun. That whole philosophical discussion about life, death, and everything between Gregory and Lindir was just priceless. It was some wholesome RP, despite them being the two of the most horrible people on the team. You can find me over at the Twitter, over at Wally, WALLE132, much like the cute little Disney robot. Every Wednesday you'll find me here. playing on the Star Wars News channel. Every Thursday, you will find me over at Digital Air Entertainment doing the Decode podcast. This coming tomorrow, actually. Wow, tomorrow we'll be discussing the Video Game Awards probably, because a lot of stuff has been happening in video games. Normally Sundays, every other Sunday, you can see me over the Killer DM playing Masks, but it's an off week. So what am I doing this Sunday? Why is Wally talking about Sunday? Well, I will be doing something this Sunday. I'll be over at Colonomicon playing A State. It is doing a one-shot of A State. It's called Nicely Done. I am super excited for this because this is the first time I'm ever playing this system, and the cast is wonderful. Our characters are going to be great. I cannot wait to stream this. And then after Sunday, I'll be back here.
Nice. Yeah, I forgot to tell you earlier, especially while Pope was here. I don't know if Pope's still here. I forgot to tell you earlier, I caught some of your Mask game this past Sunday when you did have it. And I saw you and Pope and a couple other people playing on Killer GM. And yeah, I started commenting and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he doesn't see me. But I was commenting after the when you guys invited, or you weren't there at that present time, but you guys invited a person back to your secret lair who was sketchy, and they were like, oh, you really want to invite him?
Yeah, that's like a whole thing, because we legit invited back to our lair the person who was trying to kidnap me and kill me several episodes before. So yeah, we had full reason to be sketchy around him.
Yeah, Mythos invited him back. I'm like, yeah, boy. I don't know this guy from history, but that seemed a little sketchy to begin with.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing.
Awesome. Yeah, so check Wally out. Let's move down to Kay. Kay, can you introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you? Any closing thoughts on today, please?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitch, Twitter, everywhere I want to be found. Sometimes I go on my Twitch and stream myself playing video games with or without alcohol. It just depends on my mood that day. Today you got me a couple times, because in my head, I'm always trying to think ahead of what's about to happen and what we're going to do and what's going to be said. And quite a few times today, I was just kind of stopped short, like, oh, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Oh, that's not what, okay. So it was keeping me on my toes all session long. So that's always fun to, not, have to, just be able to expect everything and like that. It was really cool. And yeah, everybody today had some great role-play moments. I perhaps intoxicated Lindir, just being able to whip that out and stuff, and just everything's good. And I like getting to see some Usa's first encounters with kindness from the outside world. That's good and wholesome, even if Hars was just being kind of sassy during the whole time. It may have gone over Usa's head a little bit, but it was good.
Yeah, that was not planned at all. I just thought it was appropriate because you volunteered to go see him, and that wasn't expected. And that's how I envisioned it: is you meeting somebody that warmed you up a little bit before you met the party. And I just never thought it would be never thought it would be Hars, but you know what? That fit. It kind of fit.
Yeah, it did. I liked it.
You did wonderful. It was great. Where can we find you? Anything going on?
I'm not really doing much of streaming. I had all these wonderful plans worked up last month to be doing things on this channel more, but life hit me like a freight truck. So I'm trying to recenter myself and gather all of my pieces back together. And then hopefully I might have something ready to go around the holiday Christmas time. But I kind of loathe to think about Christmas this early into the season. So we'll get there when we get there.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. No. It doesn't take, it really doesn't take much to take wind out of sails when it comes to putting out stuff like streams and stuff. Yeah. Not a big issue at all. And like I explained, I'm doing one stream a week, man. I had to go down to that, and I'm just happy to get to hang out with you guys The stream thing is a secondary. I just really want to focus on hanging out with good people, and thank God I managed to surround myself with them. Speaking of surrounding myself with good people, Kay, you've managed to do so as well. Strider, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, and any closing thoughts on today, please?
That was a very nice segue. Thank you. This party is sort of obligated to put up with Lindir, but streaming YouTube viewers, you're not. So thank you wholeheartedly. You have a stronger alcoholic tolerance than Lindir has alcohol tolerance. Playing this with this cast, it's a privilege, and it's a weekly obligation that I have that I don't dread. I look forward to it. Great job throwing the sensory curveball at Gregory, by the way. I was just saying, like, they cast magic on you. And I had a ping in my head. And I'm like, what would be fucked up? It'd be really bad for him to see, it'd make this a bad trip. And then you and I just, like, psychically linked up, and you did it.
As we do. Sure.
I want to see and facilitate more trickery with our trickery cleric too. The trickery cleric is the most responsible one of the group so far. So I want to see bunny shenanigans.
What the fuck's with that?
My name's Strider Heap, and that's my Twitter. Also, come find me, and I will draw you a pretty character portrait picture. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I have some games coming up in the future, but I'll let Kat talk about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Speaking of that, Strider. I know I fucking retweeted once upon a time that your commissions are open, and check Strider stuff. He's doing art commissions and very, very awesome stuff. And that's the problem, I'll never be a streamer because I don't do social media, so I'll never succeed, and that's okay. I'd rather just be a nerd that I am, but I would love to promote you guys' stuff more, and I will make an effort to do so, because you're awesome, and check out his commission stuff on his Twitter, and I guess we'll slide on. He said games upcoming, which I don't know about, so this will be awesome for Kat to reiterate for us. I knew there was mention of it earlier. Kat, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, closing thoughts on today, and fill in Strider's ominous warning?
My name is Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord, and that's where you can find me on Twitter and hanging out in other people's Discord servers. Basically, I drink and I roll dice. This was this was fun. Mariah's under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure right now. There's a lot of things going on that even the group isn't aware of, and taking it out on the little gnome that seemed to be aggravating Gregory. Of course, I mean, everything aggravates Gregory, but this one seemed to be aggravating him a little bit more than usual. So just kind of giving herself an excuse to go, you know what, I'm just gonna mess with this person. That was a lot of fun. I love these interactions between the characters, the quiet moments. Those are the best. And I mean, I'm telling you what, nobody does off the cuff improv like Kay with that scene. That was just, I mean, that is hard to do. It is hard to do with the DM going, okay, here's a situation, bam, drop you into it. It's not easy, and Kay makes it look very, very easy. And so, like, if anybody ever gets a chance to play with her, please do, because you will not regret it. It is a blast. I love you too, darling. So where can you find me? Scheduled wise, on Tuesdays over on Encounter Roleplay at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm playing Achtung Cthulhu. We had this past week off due to illness. We will be back this coming week. And then I will be back here next Wednesday. What Strider was talking about is it's actually going to be happening off stream, but it's a test run for an Urban Shadows campaign that I'm looking to run that is based off of Simon R. Green's Tales from the Night Side. I basically took his London location at the Night Side and moved it to Las Vegas. So we're gonna be testing that out as a one shot in a couple of weeks and seeing how that goes, because I really want to run this as a campaign. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, keep your eyes open. It'll be after the first of the year before that happens, but fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. Oh,
Very
one more thing. December 14th over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel, Petra Volkhausen is going to be running Stille Nacht.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which Strider and I will be both playing in.
I'm in that
Petra.
one too.
Yes. And Petra, if you don't know, is the woman who wrote Stille Nacht. And it is an amazing horror game, and this is going to be beautiful, because when you get the author of the game to run it, it's going to be special.
Yeah, that's amazing. I can't believe you guys got Petra to run the game. That's awesome. You know what?
I know.
Cleric, you deserve it because you've ran it so many times, and for so many people introducing them to the game. That's awesome. Strider, I can't think of another better person to be involved and being a player in that. Please, for the love of God, post it on the channel if I'm available. When did you say that was? December what?
December 14th. It's going to be a Monday. It's going to be like a Monday afternoon on December 14th.
I will try to remember that, and I will gladly wake up early.
Yeah. We're looking at right around, I think it was, what did we decide on, 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in there?
Yep,
What
somewhere
we were
in there.
looking at. Yeah, 1 or 2 Eastern. So as we know more, things aren't quite settled yet. As we know more, we'll let you, I'm sure Strider and I will both be talking about it.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, because I will gladly wake up early just to see that. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you all very much. Thank you guys, players. Holy shit, thank you so much. I actually have time to sit and decompress for these lovely people, so I'm gonna hop off here and do that for a few minutes until we all roll out. But thank you everyone so much out there who has watched this or will watch this. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday. I'm Kyle at Starward on the internet stuff. I don't really do social media much, but yeah, but I love people, you know. And yeah, we'll see everybody back next Wednesday. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you enjoy D&D at all, I'm going to be releasing a ton of stuff on Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I've been skimmed over the book completely once. I've started looking individually into subclasses. We did like a 2.5 or 2 almost 3 hour stream last night looking over subclasses from Tasha's Cauldron. I'm going to be releasing videos over the next several days on that, covering all the goodies in the book, and giving my opinions on whether or not I think you should, it's a good purchase, and it is for certain people. For certain other people, you might be able to pass on it. So, to each their own. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And until next week, unity is strength. So, take care of each other. Stay safe. And we'll see everyone again real soon. Bye, guys.